Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I hope you are having a great afternoon and evening. This is our sweet little puppy, Arlie. She is actually the oldest of all of the puppies that I have, and she wanted to be in today's video. Sweet little miniature Dotson, a lot of fun. But I wanted to talk to you about what might be happening this week. We are at a really critical level when you look at the charts, and I wanted to point it out to you and show you what I would be looking for on Monday when the markets open. And it's so funny how these lines work. I mean, we could have not gotten any closer. It was like a razor thin dynamic when we closed the markets on Friday. So I'm looking at that. It stood out to me, and I want to talk to all of you about it and give you some potential plays. I want to give you a couple of different options. I want to give you an option to look at a play if the market does bounce at this critical level and heads back up. And then I want to give you the level to look for to potentially jump in a little bit heavier if the market does head down. And so you'll be prepared either way. And I think it's important that you have a game plan. One of the things that's so important when I am working with my students, I try to encourage them to really put together a trade plan. You want to organize yourself and know how you are going to attack the market, whether it goes up or down. And that really does help you, especially if you're an option seller and you're in the market on a regular basis. Once that opening bell happens and all the stocks start flying up and down, all of your logic goes out the window, and sometimes you get caught up in the FOMO. But if you have a trading plan that you have mapped out the day before, it really helps ground you and you can make such better decisions. So I want you to all get in the habit of doing that. It's actually fun to start putting pen to paper every night and start looking at some potential plays. Now, I do this for my community, and then I share with them every day the plays I'm taking based on all of that research. If that is something that interests you and you would like more insight into all of the trades that I'm taking, I want you to consider going ahead and joining my community. All right, let's go get into the charts. The first thing I wanted to show you is where we ended on Friday on the Qs. Now, this is amazing. You can see right here, we were right on top of that 50-day moving average. And the 50-day moving average and the middle of the Bollinger Band, the 20-day moving average, they're converging right now. Another thing I wanted to show you is right here, this RSI. We did dip below 50. So this will be important on Monday to watch to see if we reclaim this area and start heading higher. And then if you see the RSI close over 50, that should be a sign that we are back in the good graces of the market and we can start to look at some bullish trades. Now, if you like to trade the Qs, I like to trade the wheel strategy on the Qs. So if we get the green light to move forward and that things may be heading back up, then I'm going to show you a potential sold put that you can do on the Qs. And if you don't have the kind of funds to do a sold put on the NASDAQ, then consider just buying the TQQQ and then swing trading that. Allow it to rise maybe 5-10% before you sell for an exit. But let's go take a look at a potential play if we get the green light that the market's heading higher. For this trade, I am going to go with 12.19, so that would be at the end of this week. And if I have confidence that the market is moving higher, then I can be a little bit more aggressive with my strike price. Now, most of you know from watching me before that if I am going to sell a put, typically I'll look for something around 0.2. But if we're in a bullish mode, then I could be a little bit more aggressive and go with something around 0.3. So I really like this right here. This 0.3 delta lines up nicely with the 606 strike price. And for putting up the money to buy the NASDAQ at 606, I would receive $365 in premium in 1 week. So I really like this potential trade, and this would be a good setup if you get the green light. Now, what happens if we lose this important area, this line in the sand? Well, if we close below this on Monday, then look out below because we could be heading down. And there's a couple of different levels. If you just look at the Bollinger Band and candle touches, then we could potentially go down looking at something like 585, which I know that sounds a little scary to everybody, but by that time we should start getting into oversold categories and then we could see a potential bounce. But I wanted to get a little bit more surgical, a little bit more granular with you, and I wanted to show you the potential stop points if we are heading down, that we may pause and either head back up or pause and then head back down. So I'm going to do that with the Fibonacci. So let's go take a look at that. Here's the chart if you're looking at the Fibonacci tool in TradingView. Now you can see right here, we're in a very important zone right here. So if we lose that 50-day moving average and we go below where we are right here, the next level down looks like right here about 605 might be the next stopping point. And then if we lose that, then it looks like we could be heading down for 600. So this may be helpful if you are looking for potential trades along the way, or if you are going to be doing a hedge and maybe buying a put. This will kind of help you better understand, how do I get out? When do I get out in this price life cycle? Another thing that I thought would be helpful, if we do get the green light, the bullish light, and you are wanting to buy a skip or a leap and you're trying to determine when to get out, if you look at the fib extension, you can see we're right down here right now. So we would definitely need to reclaim this right here, this 623 area. And then eventually we'd want to reclaim this 630-ish area. If we did, then we could head all the way up here to 660. It won't happen overnight, but reclaiming these levels would give you more potential upside if you were looking at when to potentially take profit if you're purchasing a longer term trade. Now, I had mentioned the TQQQ. Here it is on Robinhood. For those of you that are interested in swing trading the TQQQ, if we get the green light that we're going to be bullish, you might want to buy some shares of TQQQ and then you can sell them. Now, if we get the red light and it looks like we're heading down further, then you might be interested in the SQQQ. If you are going to trade the SQQQ or the TQQQ, just be careful. You don't want to hold on to these too long because they are leveraged products. And when you're dealing with a leveraged product, it has amplified returns either way. So just like that can help you, it can also hurt you. So you definitely don't want to overstay your welcome with any of these leveraged trades, but they are great for short-term trading. Okay, do you feel better prepared? And now that you know what could happen if the market goes up, how you can position yourself, what to do if the market heads down, what you need to be waiting for and what you need to be looking for, I want you to all be ready. I will share one thing with you that is a huge tip that I give to people, especially if they are going to start relying on option income to live off of. It's really important that you put to the side an emergency fund. And it's not even for emergencies. I'll just call it a life happens fund, because you want about 3 to 6 months to the side that if you are having a tough time in the market, if the market is not cooperating, that you will in fact be able to pull some funds that you have to the side versus getting out of some of your positions that just need more time to work out. I cannot tell you what a relief that is for my members that actually have that cash to the side, and they know that if we hit that inevitable rainy day, they're not nervous traders. I've noticed that if you have cash to the side, you seem to make more rational decisions when it comes to the market. So I hope that helps you. I hope that helps pull all of your thoughts together. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if you want more videos where I'm teaching you how to trade options, I'm going to leave that for you right here.